Hey everyone, it's a really gloomy, misty day, September day here in Ohio, which means it's a great day to do some seeding. So come along. First, let's get everything we need. We're gonna need a rake, spreader, the seed, biochar, and starter. So let's take a look at everything here. So first, we're gonna need to make sure that we have a good area to work with. So I've got a rake here. This is the area that I'm gonna be seeding today. So this was a tree that I took out over the summer and needs seeded. As you can see, there's some rocks, there's some gravel, there's some weeds growing here. So we wanna make sure that we have good seed to soil contact. So we're gonna wanna make sure that we use the rake, get rid of some of these weeds, and provide a nice area for our seeding. For our spreader, I just got a little hand spreader today. Since we're just doing some of these small areas, don't need the full broadcast spreader. The grass seed that we'll be using, so we're going to be using Mountain View Seed Stadium Mix. So this is a Kentucky bluegrass mix. My current lawn is what I would call a contractor's fescue, so it's the cheap stuff that they put in when they build the house. So not great. This at first won't match, but over time I'm hoping with all seeding some of these areas as well as some overseeding that I can grow some more Kentucky bluegrass. So that's what we're going to be using today. This is what they use on those stadium fields and everything that you see. Really nice premium seed. Addition to that, we're going to use Anderson's biochar. So this is on our DG technology. It's going to be really great to help the seed germinate. And then finally, I've got new lawn starter. So this is a 20-27-5. This is going to be a great fertilizer if you're doing any overseeding or trying to grow new seed. Has a lot more phosphorus than kind of what you would see in a standard fertilizer, and that's great for root development. So really important when you're growing new seed. So let's get started. Important that you check the rates on both your seed and your fertilizer when you're going to be doing any seeding. So in this case, I've got some bare area. So this would be new lawns or bare spots. So this 3-pound bag will cover up to 600 square feet. If I was doing overseeding, it would cover up to 1,800 square feet. So basically about 1/3 the rate. This is a nice coated blue seed, very easy to see when spreading to know where you've made contact with. Now that we have our seed down, it's time to put down biochar. So this can be put down at a very heavy rate, any rate you want to. It'll only help the seed germinate and it'll only help your soil. And the final product I'll be putting down today is the new lawn starter. So this goes down at a rate of 3.6 pounds per 1,000 square feet. And you'll want to put this down alongside your seed and your biochar. And this will give it the fertilizer that your new seed needs. Now we get asked a lot, does it matter what order I put down the products? Do I need to put down the seed first, the biochar, or the fertilizer? And really, it doesn't matter as long as they go down close to the same time. You'll want to make sure that the fertilizer and the biochar is there in your soil for when your seed starts to germinate and your new grass needs the fertilizer. In addition to the areas that I took the trees out, I've got some areas that I need to overseed or reseed. Some of these areas I had some crabgrass that kind of choked out some of my other grass. I also have a lower lying area over here that every year during the summer just gets a lot of heat stress, just really does not look good. So I'm going to overseed here as well. especially important when overseeding, is to make sure you have good seed to soil contact. So you want to make sure that you get rid of any dead grass, thatch, or anything else that might be preventing the seed from touching the soil. So now we're well on our way to having beautiful new seed. However, we need to make sure that the seed stays moist. That's why fall is a great time to do seeding projects, because of the cooler temperatures as well as some additional moisture. But we'll still want to water. So now that my seed is down, I'm going to run my sprinkler system on my usual cycle to make sure that it gets a nice watering for deep penetration. Going forward, I need to make sure that I water every day so the seed stays moist. So I'll change up my watering regimen a little bit. Usually I water 2 times a week for longer periods to get that deep penetration. However, to keep the seed moist, I'm going to do less watering, but water every day. So at the Andersons, we want to make sure that we continue to make your neighbors jealous. So let's do a little test here. I'm going to walk around along here and tell me, without cheating and using the utility box, where my lawn ends and my neighbor who pays for a service lawn begins. Right? So Anderson's Professional Products, making your neighbors jealous.